All right, so shout outs to URL for this dope card. This card definitely feels like a gnome card. We got all the big hitters, we got all the big names. Well, a lot of the big names, I should say. And legit, this, like Smack says, every battle on this card could be a main event on another card. And looking at this card, that's definitely true. Like I said, you got a lot of the names, and this is a lot of the marquee matchups that we look for when we see the gnomes and the Summer Madnesses. So, but overall, I think that Smack did a pretty good job with, getting this card together and getting the right matchups. And they're actually matchups that we want to see. They're not necessarily random matchups, but they're good matchups that are good for the culture and good for us to talk about and shit that we really want to see. You know what I mean? So, one of the things I'm excited for is for Daylight, which I'll give my in-depth opinion on that. But I'm happy to see that he's back, and I want to see what he's going to do on that stage. Well, I can't call it a stage anymore. I got to call it a small room. But let's break down this whole small room shit. I think a lot of these battlers are, I don't want to say that somebody threw them a lifeline, but they definitely, it's to their advantage that this is in a small room and not a big stage. There's some rappers on this card that rely on that crowd participation and that crowd energy to get their energy up. And then there's some rappers on this card that they don't necessarily need that crowd to get them going. They can kind of, they're there to rap. And they don't need nobody else or anything extra to give them that extra motivation. Example, I think Wasaga is going to thrive in this small room just because he's never been really a big stage nigga, and he's never really been on a big stage aside from Rookies versus Vets, which is a dope event, by the way. I was there. But anyways, I think that, and he's proven time and time again that, he don't need a crowd behind him to get him going and to get him amped or to get him to influence his bars at all. So I think overall, people like him, they're gonna cry. Rock, I want to see what he does without anybody in the crowd to get him spazzing on his opponent and stuff like that. They got to manufacture their own type of energy, their own type of willpower to want to kill their opponent. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So, big stage, small stage. These guys are just gonna have to adapt to what's going on right now, and adapt to the setting pretty much, and just smash their bars to kind of not make it so obvious that they need that crowd behind them. Like I said, Rock is probably one of the main people that I want to see. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is on that time where they want to see what Rock does in a small room. So I'm definitely interested to see how he reacts and stuff. I feel like Daylight is, I'm not even gonna go with the whole troll angle. Like we're past all that shit, man. Like if he trolls, but I honestly don't think that he's gonna troll. But I think that he's a person who can rock a small stage, a small room, and a big stage. But I'll get more in depth with what's going on with that battle and how I feel about that. Overall, I'm gonna keep it 100. It doesn't feel like Gnome in terms of the energy and the atmosphere. I felt like URL could have did a little better job with marketing Gnome a little better. I know they got the caffeine app, and I know, they got the caffeine deal, and I know that they got the URL app, and they're not really dropping too much stuff on YouTube. And the stuff that they do drop on YouTube is not really, it's not really consistent. It's kind of like random because they want you to invest in the app. Okay, cool, I get it. But I don't know. I just feel like the way they rolled Gnome out, it hasn't been really, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys can feel how I feel when it comes to like, oh, it feels like Gnome again. You know what I mean? Like it don't feel like Gnome in the air, but the card feels like Gnome, if that makes any sense. I know I'm probably rambling, but I don't know. Like it just don't feel like Gnome. That's the only way I can say it. Like, I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say, but I can't put it in words. it just don't feel like, I don't feel like super excited, like, oh shit, I gotta get the pay-per-view. Oh shit, I gotta, make sure I got the food and drinks. You know what I mean? Like that's not my overall feeling. I feel like I gotta get myself amped to remind myself, oh shit, it's home today. But whatever. That I don't know. That's just how I feel. Hate it or love it, fuck it. But it don't feel like Nome, but the card does. That's the bar today. But I hope that all these battlers on this card perform well, like it's a fucking Nome. Because, like I said, you are on Nome, regardless if it's a small room or a big stage. You are on Nome, so act like it. All right, so let's get into these predictions and these breakdowns of each matchup on the card. So how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top. Super, super, super Megazord Ultra pause on that because that was horrible. Whew. Anyways, we're gonna do it that way. So let's start with the most likely the first battle that's gonna be on the card, the opener for Nome, and for 25K, Jay the Nightwing versus Fonz. Whew. I just want to say to everybody that I predicted this to be the final matchup on the card. I think I was for the first round and second round. First round I was 7 for 8 with the predictions, and I think I got all but one wrong on the second round. But I predicted these two fellas to be on this card, man. Anybody who knows me knows that I watch everything from the main events to the main niggas all the way to the new niggas and everything. So I watched these two ascend throughout the PGs and stuff. I don't know if we can call it the PGs anymore. But anyways, these fellas have been putting in a lot of work prior to this tournament. I'm glad that they're starting to get the shot. Well, I feel like Jay was getting the shine, but he was also getting the scrutiny for choking and whatnot. But I'm glad that, this whole Mad King persona showed up during this tournament, because now he's starting to get the respect back on his name. Fonz has always been fire. People just never really knew who he was because he was in the PGs. And he was on a couple of the Born Legacy cards, and he kicked their asses. But I'm just glad that he's getting a bigger look through this whole tournament and everything. I'm glad he's getting his just due. And for 25K, shit, I'll be on my P's and Q's, my X, Y's, and Z's, all that shit. So I'm just glad that homeboy is getting the respect he deserves. I'm glad he's getting the exposure. I'm glad that people are putting both of them in the talks of like rookies versus vets and getting match up with certain vets that they either remind people of or they think that it's going to be a good matchup. So I'm just glad that both of these brothers are getting their just due. Now, with that said, this is a tough one for me because I like both of them. I like both of their styles. I like what they bring to the table. Fonz, of course, is the puncher. He's not necessarily a rapid puncher in terms of like the way B Magic is or punching every single bar. He sets his shit up, but when that bitch lands, that bitch lands. He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss like that. Them haymakers are like fucking gut punches and Mike Tyson left hooks and shit like that. But I don't know. I just like what he brings to the table. Jay, I like the unorthodox in his style and how he can be aggressive. He can talk to you. He can punch a little bit, but again, he's another one where them haymakers, when them bitches land, oh my God, that shit like really punches you in your gut. So I like, and not to mention, he got the it factor, man. He got that main stage it factor that I would have loved to see him perform in front of the Nome crowd, but unfortunately, that's not how it's going today. But with that said, like I said, this one's tough for me. I'm dragging this bitch out because it's really tough, and I have to break shit down and like really be nitpicky in order for me to pick a winner. All right, so damn. All right, so let's go back to their last two battles, or their last battle that they had in the semifinals. Fonz, obviously the bullshit happened with Ace and kind of fucked him up a little bit. I felt like he wasn't really on his game. I felt like the first 2 rounds from Fonz, like Fonz in his first 2 matchups were better than this third matchup, regardless of the whole slipping and the fighting and shit like that. I feel like the material was better in the first 2 matchups than this one. Jay, I felt like Jay was a little lighter as well in this matchup as opposed to the other 2 matchups. He got through all his material, but he definitely took his foot off the gas in the 3rd round versus Rubando. Whether or not it was true when he was saying something about, saving shit for Nome and looking past Ru, you really can't do that in a tournament set because if Ru didn't choke you, would have been out of here, Jay. It would be Jay versus, it'd be Ru versus Fonz instead of Jay versus Fonz. So let's just get that clear. With that said, I think this is going to be the 2nd best battle of the night, and I'm going with Jay on this one. Not anything clear. I think it's going to be the slightest of the edges, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if Fonz edged it out. I don't think anybody's going to get killed, but I do think that it's going to be a tough decision. I think that it's going to come down to who stood out more. I think that if Fonz continues to come with those haymakers, but at a more rapid pace, it's going to stick in the heads more. But if Jay comes with that it factor, that's going to, I know it's the slow flow, or whatever, but if he comes with shit that's going to stick in your head, it's going to stick in your brain, it's going to make you remember what he did in each of those rounds, or at least 1 or 2 of them bitches, I think he's going to get it. And I feel like he's going to do something like that. He has to, because I feel like he's on, I don't want to say his last leg, but he's definitely on that second wind of, I got to get my shit back because, I fucked up before. So, long story short, I got Jay winning in the slightest of edges. I'm not going to say, 2-1 clear, not like that, because I don't think this bitch is going to be clear. I think this bitch is going to be close, but I think it's going to lean toward, I think the judges are going to lean towards Jay. I definitely want to see the playback on this, but I'm going to say, I'm going to edge this one to Jay. All right, so the second matchup on the card is Mike P versus the Saga, a.k.a. Sensei Saga, also a.k.a. Main Stage Mike. To me, when I seen that this was announced, instantly, I thought battle of the night, and here's why. Usually the main attractions on the card, they're not usually the best battle of the night. And I personally think partially because whether they get paid a whole bunch or they just, they're just vets and they do what they do. In a perfect world, I feel like that would be the ideal thing where the main event is probably the best battle on the card. But history has shown me that that's not usually what happens. So with that said, these 2 brothers right here are probably amongst the hungriest people that are on the card. Aside from Jay and Fonz, I think that these 2, I say they're hungry because they go into each battle feeling like they got something to prove, and 2, most likely they're among the best battles of the night on whatever card that they're on. And single-handedly, these 2 brothers, along with maybe like a Rum Nitty and Jerry West, have been holding down this URL app card for the last several months, or just holding it down, the Euro app for the last several months period. And they usually have amongst the best battles in that month span of whenever their battle drops or whatnot. Mike P, he's been unknown before against Twerk. I feel like he's been getting the shit into the stick because 1, he beat Twerk. And 2, he hasn't really been called back to a big card like that. Like, he hasn't been back on another No More or even a Summer Madness. Why? I can't even call it. I can't tell you why. He should be, but he hasn't been. But with that said, each card that he's been on, just 30 and Sirius Jones, Just as an example, like he's been dominating the competition, and he's been putting on performances that leave you wanting more. Pause. um, I personally think that he just needs more looks, like bigger looks, and I feel like this should have been that look if it was on a bigger stage, but regardless, it's on a big card, so I'm glad that he's on a known and he's getting this look. Um, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with who he is as a battler, and if we get a Mike on his A game, then you can't ask for much more when it comes to who he's battling, because the Saga is, for me, he's one of the best, if not the best improved or the most improved battler in the last year and a half. You really can't say too much bad about him, in my opinion. I know people, Christian and gun bars and all that shit and yada yada yada, but this nigga's been cooking. That performance against Ryder, that B dot battle, man. That B dot battle is. Pardon me with all the cars, but that B dot battle is probably top 3, if not top 2, or if not the best battle so far that's dropped this year. So I must have watched that battle maybe 20 times already. I got Saga 2-1 in that battle. I don't do the whole, but he's a Christian with them bars and they love it. Nah, man. Listen to what that nigga's saying. Listen when he's talking to his opponents, man. Saga's that nigga right now. and I'm glad that he's starting to get his respect as well, because he's been deserving of that respect. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Now that I broke down both battlers, my prediction, I got Saga 2-1. I feel like it's gonna be somewhat clear, not super clear, but I feel like it's gonna be like I feel like more people are gonna say Saga edged that battle more than people gonna say Mike P did. I feel like Saga, the way Saga's been breaking down his opponent and really making you look at them and like, damn, that nigga's really talking to his soul. Like that third round from Saga against B Dot is probably one of the best rounds of the year. I like the second round also from B Dot. From Saga. I got Saga 2-1, man. I feel like Saga is just gonna really. I feel like this is gonna be about him in terms of he's really talking about, why is this my first known type? Like I feel like he's gonna take that angle of like, why has it taken me so long to be able to know when I've been single-handedly doing X, Y, and Z for the last 15, 20 months or whatever, been the most consistent, the most improved, and y'all are still doubting me, and it finally took you this, you know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna take that road and take that angle. P got something to prove, but I feel like Saga has more something to prove just because he hasn't been on a gnome or anything like that before. So, but I got Saga 2-1. Not super clear, but I think it's gonna be clear enough. So Saga 2-1 in my opinion. All right, so the next battle on the card, it Will versus John the Don. Unfortunately, this battle is not going to go down tonight. I heard that John was a little sick and under the weather. I don't know if he had the corona or not, but I know he said he got tested it. So my prayers go out to him. I'm still going to break down this battle and give a prediction as if I knew that it's going down. Unfortunately, it's not, but we're still going to go through it real quick. All right, so I think that this is definitely a good matchup in terms of, John. I think John's one of the more consistent battlers, period. And people just keep doubting him battle after battle after battle. I stopped doing that shit, man, because he's been whooping these niggas' asses. I personally knew he was going to whip Jack Boy's ass. I thought that Jack Boy was very overrated. But, hey, that's neither here nor there. But with that said, long story short, I got John 2-1 in this battle. Whenever it happens, I think that John is just fucking nice. I think that he gets hate for no reason. And he just be whooping niggas' asses, man. Like, I can't remember a clear loss that John took. off the top of my head. It will. I know he was in contention for Battle of the Year last year, and he had a hell of a year last year. Um, I feel like It Will is the person who kind of relies on crowd participation, and yeah, I feel like he's more of a performer. I've seen him in a very small room against Calico, and I thought he was good, but I just feel like John got more. I just feel like John is a little more comfortable in those type of environments in terms of like, him battling his opponent. I know Ill Will can also have like hit or misses and whatnot, but I feel like John is just too consistent and too fucking nice to take a L. So I'm not gonna say he can't lose to Ill Will, but I feel like the probability is higher for him to win against Ill Will than it is to lose against Ill Will. So I got John 2-1. I feel like Ill Will could steal around, but I feel like John is too much of a tactician, and he's too precise, and he's too calculated to lose a battle to, let's say, an Ill Will. Because, like I said, Ill Will can be either a hit or a miss. So I got John 2-1 in this. Hope he gets better, hope he feels better, and hope he don't got that corona. But whenever this gets scheduled, that's who I got. Next up, we got Geechee Gotti versus Dave Berg. This is not going to be too much of a debate for me. I'm going to say this very clear and very precise. I got Geechee Gotti at the very least 2-1 clear. Well, not at the very least. I'm going to say it's going to be 2-1 very, very clear. I'm not one of those brothers who was on the Verb beat Lux train. I felt the absolute complete opposite to that, actually. I felt like Verb lost to Lux very clear. I felt like Lux took the first 2 rounds, but not just him losing clear. I feel like he wasn't saying shit, man. I felt like the nigga was just kind of doing the motis and whatnot. Wasn't really. I felt like he wasn't really saying shit, man. And I feel like he hasn't been saying shit for quite some time now. And it's a little annoying, man, because people really putting him at too much of a high regard currently. I know what he's done in the past. I know he spearheaded the whole Midwest movement. I'm not disrespecting his name on that. I'm just going by what he's done in the last recent years. I feel like he's all motis, and I feel like he's, for the most part, don't be necessarily attacking his opponent and breaking down niggas the way niggas are saying he is. I don't know how people been putting him on this magical Lux level and shit like that. No, nigga, like he's not saying shit, man. He's not giving this 5-figure performance that he's been commanded. I don't know why people were putting him on that pedestal as of recent, but I want to throw him around just because he's who he is, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that clearly. I'm going to say whatever round that he, quote-unquote, wins is going to be a debatable round. You could argue that Geechee won 3-0. I feel like Geechee is too hard of a rapper, and I feel like he's developed and become more complete and putting more bullets into his clip, and really, well, not only breaking down his opponents, but attacking them, as well as giving us the bars, giving us performance, giving us what niggas want to hear in today's rap, at the same time attacking his opponent. I feel like he's probably one of the top 5 in terms of best battle rappers right now. And I just clearly got him 2-1, man. There's really no debate in this, man. Look at Geechee's last 5 performances and look at Verb's last five performances, and you'll see why I got Verb 2-1 in this one. Excuse me. Whew. Damn, it's hot out here. I got Geechee in a clear, very clear 2-1, if not a 3-0. I'm not gonna say a body, but I think the decision is gonna be very, very clear that Geechee won this battle. All right, so now we up to the co-main event, which is Daylight versus Rock.
I'm excited about this battle, fellas. I'm very, very excited about it. Mainly because I'm a big Daylight fan. Aside from the trolling and the dumb shit that he does, I don't think that he's gonna come with it. Come with that trolling shit in this battle. I think he's coming to rap. Um, Yo, shout out to LA Leakers, but I probably watched that freestyle maybe 1,000 times, man. Like that nigga was going crazy, and each time I listened to that freestyle, I happened to catch something different in it. Rock, this is probably the main person that I think is going to be affected by the small room as opposed to being on the main stage. Because I feel like Rock is one of them battlers that needs that main stage to amp himself up and like to really get going. Like that crowd really does something to him, and that's why he be having those famous Tay-Rock second rounds and shit. You could say he's gas. Nonetheless, that nigga's fire, but you know, it's gonna be different for him in this small room, and I think this environment is gonna be a test to what type of rapper Rock is. Excuse me. What type of rapper Rock is, and whether or not he can adjust. I'm gonna go with Daylight 2-1. I think that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good battle, but I think that because it's only them two in the room and there's not too much crowd participation, you may hear some people react in the background like they did in Ultimate Madness. But I think that I think Daylight is probably gonna win, possibly in the room, but on camera it's gonna be very clear. Like Daylight was like it's showing levels. So I got Daylight 2-1 in this battle. Nah, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna be a little controversial, but this is how I feel. I got Daylight 3-0. Fuck it. Daylight's gonna take all 3 rounds, whether it's the edge or whether it's clear. Daylight is gonna take each round, in my opinion. I'm a fan of his pen, and I'm a fan of how he puts his shit together. So Daylight 3-0. And now on to the main event. Lux versus Sue motherfucking Surf. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. I got Lux 2-1 in a good battle. Again, I feel like it's gonna be it's like a mirror match of Rock and Daylight, where Rock is probably gonna be the better rapper, but the pen there's gonna be different levels in terms of like penmanship, I guess you could say. Surf, he has a little pen, but it's not on that Lux time. I think that it's going to be clear the different levels of like I said, the penmanship. I think that Lux is going to clearly win on cam, but I also think that Surf has to show up and has to fight his ass off. But I'm not trying to be biased, even though everybody knows I'm a Lux fan, but I just think that Lux is probably going to edge this battle. I don't think it's going to be clear. I don't think it's going to be like an ass whooping, but I think it's going to be an edge where, like, in the room it may seem like Surf won, but on cam it's going to be clear that Lux was on a different level in terms of what he was saying and how he was putting his shit together. So I got Lux 2-1 in a debatable battle. So that's my prediction for Gnome. I'm going to be doing what I do during the day until Gnome happens. I'm going to get my shit, get my drinks, get my food, set up shop in my room, set up shop in my house, and I'll see y'all at 5 p.m. All right, fellas, this is Toll signing out.